Hi everyone, Jess here, and today I'm joined by Mr. Arafat Tayob, General Director of Ground Handling Operations and Commercial Director at Groundforce Portugal. Thank you for joining me today.
Hi Jess, thank you. Thank you for the invitation too.
Absolutely.
We're very pleased to be here, to be part of this festival. It's absolutely well organized. We've been trailed since morning, and obviously we're very happy to be part of this big event.
Well, it's great to have you here. So firstly, how does the ground operations ecosystem need to evolve, and what role does technology play in this evolution?
Right, ground handling plays a key role in aviation, as you know, both for the airports and also for the airlines. Naturally, having contracts with the airlines are our customers, and we are the customers of the airport, using most of the facilities to provide our services. So I would say that our positioning in the ecosystem is it's strategic and it's very crucial. So if things go smoothly in ground handling, all experience of the airport through the airlines and to the passengers will go smoothly and will go nicely. If something in the middle breaks down, even if you have the excellent airport and an excellent airline, you will feel that the service in the middle is not so good, and that will create, I would say, a breach in the ecosystem. So this all integration into the ecosystem, I think the ground handling represents a very strong component in the middle of our business, and especially in the middle of the service we give to the customers of our customers, mainly the airlines and the airports.
Absolutely. So if something goes wrong at the ground level, the ripples are felt throughout the customer experience.
Correct, absolutely, because the first face that the customer sees is the staff in the ground. If you imagine that you're traveling to somewhere, the first step that you put in the airport, the first face you're going to see is someone from ground handling for sure. You go to check-in, or you pass through. Even if you go straight to the gate, you will pass through check-in. You will see people. If you see people smiling, if you see people that are taking care of you in a nice way, if they greet you in a nice way, your experience becomes pleasant since the beginning. And obviously, while you have the whole experience through all these stages until you get inside the plane, you will feel that, not knowing that some of this staff, or mostly of the staff that are assisting you, are not from the airline but from a ground handling, you will feel warmth, and obviously this will play a huge role in the satisfaction of the customer, straight in the airlines and obviously also in the airport. So even if you have a negative experience in somehow through this experience, a good face, a good smile, someone cheering you well in the beginning, someone receiving you well, someone treating you well, will release not just the stress, but will transform your experience in a very good way.
Absolutely, and the human touch can be so important. But also, when it comes to implementing digital solutions, how can we make sure progress remains relevant for years into the future?
You can tell. I'll go a bit to the past, and if you see that 20 years ago, speaking about self-check-in was something impossible. I remember traveling when I was small, not 20 years, fortunately, more than 20 years, a little bit more. But I remember we had those tickets with the printouts, and you get your fingers dirty with that, and you kept that. And I remember that things have changed so much that the technology that is in place now for the customers made traveling so much easier than before. Before you used to spend 2-3 hours in the check-in. Now you don't even need the check-in to pass the check-in. You can go straight to the gate. If you go straight to the gate, then you have a completely different experience. So basically, you can 1 hour before your flight, or 1 hour 30. It depends on the infrastructure. It depends on the airport. If you're there, you can fly. Before it was impossible, 3 hours. So all these technology developments that we had 20 years ago, like self-checking, like you have your devices connected, and obviously giving information on time, information to the customers, so they can know that the flight's going to be delayed. They can come a little bit later. They can manage their time in a different way than before. Made also the technology brought a lot more customers, and it made the process very seamless. So basically, I think in the future, if some more areas of traveling can be covered by that, we spoke a while ago in AI, and AI is something very important, that it's not just going to define and not just going to shape the passenger experience in a way that you can have a more comfortable travel, but it's going to shape in the way that what you want to have in your travel. So basically what kind of experience you want to have when you are traveling. And this is going to even transform your traveling even in a more pleasant way. So if, for example, you take that someone is coming to the airport, already someone knows what are your habits of traveling. Okay, I need to go to a prayer room. I have babies. I need to know where the changing room for the babies is. I need to know straight away my need is, I want to get some assistance because I have some issue with me or someone that needs a special assistance. So if this is somehow when I book something, I give this information and this data comes to the airlines and comes to the ground handling, and we already can, through this technology, through biometrics, identify the passenger, and before he asks something, you have this interaction. I think that is the future, to give him even a better customer experience than he has already in the airports.
Thank you for elaborating on that. And we touched on the ecosystem and what it means to the customer. But as we push to elevate ground operations, why is it so important to work as an interconnected ecosystem?
It's a good question. It's always very important. As I spoke in the beginning, you have a straight connection with airlines and the airports. Obviously, our customers are the airlines and we are the customers of the airports. If we have the ecosystem of this, and obviously all surrounding, because even in ground handling, we cannot forget the fueling, we cannot forget the catering. If all these key elements are aligned in the same ecosystem, if they sit together, if they think how efficiency can be better, and if it's a win-win solution, the outcome for the customers will be much better, for the passenger will be much better. And I think all of them are aligned in one thing. All of them are working to give the best experience to our customers. And naturally, as I tell you, that our customers are the airlines, but if they don't carry passengers, then they're not going to hire our services. The airport's customer is the airlines. They're going to park and obviously the passengers too. But they're going to park the aircrafts. But they don't bring passengers. There's no business. So if we are all aligned in making this an environment that the service is better, the adaptation of the new technologies is smoother, but it can bring us efficiency, and nevertheless, one thing very important, it can give better conditions to people to work there, because that's going to retain the better staff to work and assist. That can make the difference also in this whole experience. And I think if we work in a collaborative way, which is obviously happening in most of the airports now, and there are a lot of tools that are being implemented in ways to be implemented that can even get traveling experience much better than we have today. And we can see from past and now what we have been, where are we, and obviously in the future I believe that this gap is going to even be more covered, and the future is going to be, the process is going to be more seamless, and I believe that it's going to be even more pleasant to go to the airport. We are going to work, if we see that if we go to do shopping, you don't go to a shopping center for stress, but you still go to the airport and you have stress. So basically, this is just a comparison, but if you can make that experience as someone is leaving home and entering in the airport in that sort of calm and is just enjoying, that experience can be much better than obviously we still offer to the customers at some point, because we still have stressed customers, we still have a lot of stress of people flying, even frequent flyers are stressed to fly. Okay, so that can be improved, and technology is going to pay. Technology with the ecosystem being aligned will play a very important role in the future.
Fantastic. And on the theme of collaboration, how does bringing people together in events like this help to boost innovation within the industry?
Well, first of all, I think it's about connecting people with people. That's very important. COVID was something that got people apart. You know, we got some strange habits, and obviously this business is related with people. Fortunately, we're not going to have robots flying. Well, they fly, we can transport them, we can load them and transport them, but mainly the passengers are the customer. Me, you, Jess, and all of the million of passengers that yearly travel in the industry, and they bring value and they bring the opportunity of these events that they can open us to work even in a better way to improve what we have today. So I think that these events contribute a lot, first of all, to see new things. And obviously technology is very disruptive and develops in a very quick way. And obviously being aligned with the industry and being into these events, it creates and motivates the one who are participating to look things in a very different way. You have a very different approach, you open yourself to a very different level that can allows you to innovate. And obviously without innovation we can't see. If we speak that we would have millions and millions of passengers 100 years ago, no one would believe. We were not even flying. Now if we look to the future, we are expecting these numbers to grow, and every year we see double digits because of COVID, recovering the traffic, but we want to see this growth. This is going to be good for all of the stakeholders, and mainly if this works as an industry that collaborates with each other, it's going to even be more I would say, more valuable to someone who is using our industry, and mainly the service we give is for all the passengers, obviously.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for making the time to speak with me today.
Thank you very much, Jess. Thank you for the invitation. And obviously, there's an invitation for someone who wants to pass to our booth. We have a lovely booth there at Groundforce. You're all invited. Thank you very much.